This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, the weather. Severe weather is on the Suncoast. Let's go to ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for the latest. Bob.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we've had some damage already reported at the Trade Winds Mobile Home Park. An awning ripped off there. We have a crew on the scene. On top of that, winds gusting as high as 50 miles an hour with these storms. There haven't been any severe weather reports in terms of winds up to 60, but that's close enough, Alan, that can down some trees and some branches and power lines as well. The line is moving through Sarasota and Manatee counties right now. We've had some very heavy rainfall. Inland areas. We'll talk all about that in just a minute, but right now let's focus in on that rain band. You can see it was more intense about 3-4 hours ago out in the Gulf. Although it has weakened, it is still powerful enough to cause some minor damage, as we saw at the Trade Winds Mobile Home Park there just about a half hour ago, as winds were gusting up to 50 miles an hour, causing some minor damage there. An awning ripped off one of the homes there near Bayshore Gardens. You can see that large area of rainfall now from Parrish along I-75 through Bradenton, now entering into Lakewood Ranch, and Lido getting some heavy rainfall. And it looks like we're going to see light rain once this moves through. But folks in Siesta Key, Venice, Northport, it's all heading in your direction. Again, these are some times estimated by the radar system when they'll be in your neck of the woods. Again, Nokomis around 7:15, so just a short time from now. Get a look at these impressive rainfall totals. 6 inches of rain just in the last 3 hours just east of Arcadia. 5.1 near Sebring, and 4.3 just to the southwest of that. And flood advisory had been in effect. They may reissue that again due to the excessive amount of rain still on the way in that particular region. You can see some lightning strikes as well, and more rain kind of training just to the southwest of Sebring. What that means is repeated showers and thunderstorms moving over the same area at once, and that will certainly cause some street flooding problems and issues throughout that region. And speaking of flooding, rain's pretty heavy now from Parrish through Bradenton all the way down into North Sarasota now near Siesta Key, and then to the west of that we still have some other showers out there. And there's another piece of energy well offshore. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we move through time. Currently the airport, very heavy rain, lightning occurring at this point, and the dew point still very high. As far as the forecast goes, we are anticipating, it looks like, a good chance for showers and storms again tomorrow. We'll have to watch that other piece of energy. We'll have more at 11 o'clock tonight, and then back to our showers and storms in the afternoon on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So more rain on the way.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. It may be the most visible example of Sarasota's inability to deal with the issue of homelessness. The Selby Library in downtown is a popular place for the public and the homeless, who can often be seen sitting and sleeping nearby because there is no place else to go. As the city and police continue to receive complaints, there are programs attempting to deal with the problem. The city is now joining Sarasota County in funding a jail diversion program. A local judge is leading the effort to help nonviolent offenders receive mental health care instead of sending them to jail. While this could get some homeless off the street, the county's homeless director says there is still a need for a shelter.
There still is the fact that there are some legal challenges to requiring people who are homeless to come into shelter unless you have a true come-as-you-are facility.
As for the issue at the Selby Library, it is on public property, so the homeless can't be forced to leave. It's not as much as the president and Senators Bill Nelson and Marco Rubio wanted, but the Senate has passed a $1.1 billion measure to fight the deadly Zika virus. The spending bill falls short of the $1.9 billion President Obama requested. Republicans blocked a measure matching Obama's request, but it's better than the House plan to provide $622 million to fight Zika. The House is scheduled to debate that plan tomorrow. It is one thing to teach political science and to talk about it as an analyst on TV. It is another thing to put yourself out there as a candidate. New College political science professor and ABC 7 contributor Frank Alcock is announcing a run for the Florida Senate. Alcock is running for the seat being vacated by Nancy Dietert. He will have to win the Democratic nomination first. He is challenging 21-year-old Frank Cirillo, who just graduated from USF. 5 Republican candidates are also running, including Greg Steube, Ray Pilon, Doug Holder, Nora Patterson, and Rick Levine. A new law is forcing Florida school districts to find new funding for building schools. The law limits the amount of taxpayer dollars that could be spent on school construction. Sarasota's school district calls the decision short-sighted, saying it could cause problems in the future.
It doesn't give us the flexibility to make smart business decisions. There are things that we do up front when we build a school that cost money from a construction perspective, but over the life of the school, save the taxpayer money.
No current projects will be affected by the law, but it could force the district to seek cheaper alternatives for future development. And still to come, can an intervention program help end the cycle between drugs and prison? Find out what local police are doing to get nonviolent offenders back on the right path. That story when we come back.
The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
During this presidential campaign, Hillary Clinton has been put in the position of defending the crime bill her husband signed into law during the 1990s, which included tough sentences for even relatively low-level drug crimes. But for the past few years, the Sarasota Police Department has targeted low-level drug dealers as part of the Drug Market Intervention Program. But is it working? ABC 7's Bobeth Yates with details of a study hoping to answer that question.
It's a blunt proposition from law enforcement.
I put the position to them. If you carry on the way you're going, you will inevitably end up in prison. We are offering you a way out.
Peter Graham is with the Sarasota Police Department Advisory Panel, an independent agency helping to provide police department oversight. Graham is referring to the City of Sarasota's Drug Market Intervention Program.
It's a marvelous opportunity to get people who've been engaged in criminal activities involving drugs to change their ways.
The DMI program targets low-level drug dealers who sell small amounts on street corners. Graham says as part of the DMI program, law enforcement enter into a contract of sorts with the low-level dealer, where the individual can avoid prosecution if they follow the listed criteria.
They then involve the family of the person concerned, social services, the offer of other employment.
But to understand the novelty of this effort, you have to go back about 5 years. Sarasota Police Department was struggling with community relations, the crime rate had risen, and tensions between the community and law enforcement was at an all-time high. Much of the distrust had a lot to do with the impact of the war on drugs.
In my opinion, the war on drugs has had a devastating impact upon Sarasota, Bradenton, the state of Florida, and the United States of America. We really have to rethink our policies. We cannot continue to lock up everybody who has a substance abuse problem.
According to the FBI, 80% of the national prison population uses drugs, and 50% of them are dependent on drugs. Longtime defense attorney Adam Trebruge says the statistics are consistent in Florida, where 50% of the state's current population includes drug addicts and low-level drug dealers with nonviolent offenses.
We have nearly 100,000 people who are serving time in our state prison system at a cost to the taxpayers of $2.3 billion a year. And this is a direct result of the war on drugs and going into neighborhoods and arresting wholesale a number of people. We need to really rethink our policies.
By implementing the High Point strategy, which includes the Drug Market Intervention Program, the city of Sarasota is doing just that. Since DMI began in 2013, hundreds have been arrested, and 14 of those people have been given the opportunity to participate in the rehabilitation program. 10 of the 14 have found success, but is the effort working? The Sarasota Police Department has enlisted the help of professors from USF to answer the question.
While we haven't analyzed all of our data that we've collected up to this point, there has been a sense that the community has been very appreciative of these initiatives, that they have noticed changes.
Jessica Gross-Schultz says those changes include a positive shift in residents' perception of the community, as well as a decrease in drug crime.
Prior to the drug market intervention being implemented here, if a person was arrested for a drug crime, they were removed from the streets, leading to a lot of broken families, broken homes, lack of education for that individual, lack of employment for the individual, and then when they're in prison, they're not really receiving those sort of skills or that sort of rehabilitation.
That cycle includes a life in and out of jail and the potential for an increase in crime. But USF professor Dr. Fawn No, who is also evaluating the effectiveness of the DMI program, says the benefits go beyond the arrested individual avoiding prosecution.
There is evidence of a strong nexus, a strong connection between drugs, drug use, and criminal behavior, So the question is, if we address, the issues of drug use, we could also address the issue of crime in the community.
And for former convicted felon Erica Rainey, she says if a program like this was around when she was growing up, her life would have been totally different.
During my youthful years, I was in and out of trouble. Couldn't find a sense of direction. By living that way, I landed a couple of times incarcerated. That would have gave me a different sense of direction because I didn't have much direction.
Now the DMI study results is not expected until late fall. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Bobeth. Can the new policing techniques curb the drug problem in our area? We'll speak with the criminologist behind the study and the head of SPD's Criminal Investigations Division when we come back.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
It's time for My Suncoast's Bark in the Park with the Bradenton Marauders at McKechnie Field. Bring your pooch out to the ballpark to support Adoption Night, May 21st. Visit BradentonMarauders.com for info. Sponsored by ABC7. All this month, ABC7 is giving you the chance to win a dream vacation for two to Hawaii. Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast every weekday to look for our vacay word of the day. Then register that day's word by midnight at mysuncoast.com. Each weekday, we'll give one daily winner a $100 gift card to the mall at University Town Center. And one lucky grand prize winner will enjoy a 9-day trip for two to Honolulu and Maui in Hawaii. Enter for your chance to win a Hawaiian vacay giveaway. Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration.
For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
And joining us for more on tonight's topic are the two criminologists from USF Sarasota Manatee leading the study on local policing, Dr. Jessica Grossholtz and Dr. Fawn No. We are also joined by Captain Corrine Stanish of the Criminal Investigations Division at the Sarasota Police Department. And I want to welcome you all and thank you for being here. And Captain, let me start with you. And if you could tell us a little bit how this program got started and what it was modeled after.
Well, it started a little bit before 2013. Mayor Shaw was really interested in this program that started back in 2004 in High Point, North Carolina. So he assembled a team that went actually to High Point and studied it. And they actually went to see firsthand from the people who started this model. And we began it in January of 2013. And we tailored it to meet our needs here in Sarasota.
And can you describe the logic of keeping some of these cases out of the court system?
Sure. The idea is basically try to change someone from selling drugs permanently, not just sending them to jail and they do their sentence and we hope for the best. The idea is for it to be permanent and do whatever you can with the community to hold them up. So that's the idea of it, and to make it where we're not arresting our way out of the situation.
Dr. No, what do you hope to find from the data that you're collecting?
We're hoping to find, we're going to be examining to see if there are changes in crime rates after the program was implemented. We're hoping to also find changes in perception among residents in the affected, in the targeted area and also the surrounding communities. We're also hoping to see if there are positive changes within the offenders, those who got selected to be to participate in the program.
And Dr. Grossholtz, I mean, is it fair to say we don't know enough yet about whether or not this program is really doing what it's intended to do?
So we don't know enough yet about the program here in Sarasota, but we do know there's research in many other cities where this has been implemented that has shown it's been very successful at reducing property, violent, drug crimes, as well as increasing neighborhood residents' willingness to be involved in their community.
But from what I understand is the program is executed differently in different communities. You were telling me before, the way the Sarasota is running it is not exactly the way it's done in North Carolina.
No, we tailored it to meet our specific community. And what's really important, they're doing the research, and we also want to make sure that the community's perception is changing. Not only do we want to see the numbers go down, but we want to make sure that the residents are happy with it, that they're actually feeling safer in their area. So we changed it a little bit and tailored it to how we think it should work better for us specifically.
Are you limited in terms of what this program could do? Because after all, you're only dealing with a small fraction of the number of people who are arrested.
We're not really limited. Some of the things that we did different is we decided to target the lower level street sale people that we were arresting, and making it, we didn't want to, if you have a violent criminal history, then you didn't meet the standard for it, for the call-in. And that's just how we've changed it a little bit.
I do know you described that this program is being used by other police departments around the country. Do we have a handle in terms of how many police departments are doing this, and whether in fact that it has been effective elsewhere?
Absolutely. The program has been implemented in several other cities. For example, Baltimore, Maryland,
Nashville, Tennessee, Rockford, Illinois, High Point, North Carolina, Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, and evaluation of the programs implemented at those cities has shown that the DMI programs are effective in reducing drugs, violence, and even gang activities, in those communities.
Those are some diverse cities, and obviously Baltimore has been in the news a lot because of the Freddie Gray situation, and during that time, there was some pretty ugly pictures and stories coming out of there. So I would imagine that the scope of the dynamics between a place like Baltimore and Sarasota are just, is it comparing apples and oranges?
I think we're showing some good results. I really see the difference. After we're working on phase 4 right now, and we see a difference after each one. And
I will say that we've also added questions in the neighborhood survey to assess sort of those community police relations, since we're in this time where relationships tend to be kind of volatile. So we've added those questions to get a sense of how the neighborhoods feel.
Captain, when we were talking before, it almost seemed like this is almost like an intervention that you would see in terms of addicts with families helping along the way.
Absolutely.
Could you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, the police department can't do this alone. I think we do such a great job at making arrests and building good cases, but you can't arrest your way out of the problem. And we have to really lean heavily on the community. And this is where I've said to the community, they have the most important job in this whole phase. After we turn these people over to them, and they're in the hands of the community, and we make a promise to hold them up and carry them. And so that's where it comes in, where we're making changes. We're trying to offer them, what do you need so that you don't have to go back and sell drugs anymore.
You said something very interesting there. We can't arrest our way out of the problem, because in the 1990s, as we talked about in the story, that's what we tried to do, because, you know, crime and drug crime was overtaking the entire country. And the crime bill was a reaction to that, was it not?
That's right, yeah. I also would like to add, we're excited to have the opportunity to collaborate with Sarasota PD to evaluate this program, because so far DMI has been implemented in large cities. Sarasota is a smaller city, and it's important to find out whether a program like that will be effective in not only large, but in small cities like Sarasota.
It also raises the question, Sarasota may be a smaller city, but can it also be effective in even smaller communities, at Bradenton or other towns that still do have this problem? Do you think so?
Yeah, because you're working with your community. And that's the important part, don't you think? That you're working with the neighborhoods?
It's those community connections.
Yeah.
At the call-in, there are many social service agencies and neighborhood organizations there to provide opportunities for these individuals.
Captain, we only have a few seconds left, but have you already been able to see an improvement in the relationship between the police and the community as a result of this program?
Absolutely, absolutely. They're the ones, like I said, that do most of the work. The onus is on them afterwards, and they've been great with us.
Okay, thank you all for coming in tonight. That was a great conversation. I hope we learned a lot, and we'll be back in just a moment.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom. the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
It isn't easy for veterans to rejoin the workforce. In fact, unemployment rates are traditionally higher among veterans. Some local organizations are trying to make a difference through connecting veterans to benefits. It's a start, but with mental health issues and cuts in the GI Bill, it is just getting a job can be the toughest battle for these men and women. Here is what you have to say. Dayton Strickland writes, quit automatically rejecting resumes that don't have college degrees. Many HR departments use automated scanning that looks for that requirement, and a military veteran can be plenty qualified and not have a degree. And Karen Molinaire writes, kudos to those who have reached out to all the veterans, past and present, along with all others unfortunate people that need the opportunity. To all our veterans, welcome home and thank you. If you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. And that is all the time we have for this evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alan Cohn. Have a great night.